Ta-da! No ta-da for us. Anyway, I've got to make myself a little bit louder. Just a little bit louder. Yeah, that's much better. And we're alive. We're quite likely will stream Warcraft 3 for a little while. I mean, I've got a few series that were played during Big Up, which I want to comment on, because of course this series can be absolutely amazing, absolutely glorious, because Big Up not only invited good pro players, they are all pros to be honest, but also Big Up invited tier 2 pros, and sometimes tier 2 pros playing against tier 1 pros or playing between themselves for what, 8k dollars grand prize. It's not really a grand prize, it's just 8k dollars prize pool. They can be quite entertaining. Oh, for hell's sake, stop dying, you potato! Anyway, what I wanna watch today is... I don't really even know what I want to watch today. I guess it would be Lawliet against Soin. Yes, it should be Lawliet against Soin. I'm restreaming some Korean guys from YouTube. I should give a link to them in the description on YouTube, I believe. Yeah, I'll do it later, likely, or I'll forgot to do it, but nobody will watch me anyway, so it'll be completely fine. Anyway, Warcraft 3 Korea. Come on. Soin against Lawliet. So Soin is likely a little bit weaker than Lawliet right now, but at the same time, Lawliet, they both are training for quite a while, so I believe them to be active. They both should be quite active players. I recall Lawliet from normal Korean Cups. I recall Soin from whatever this cup was called, but anyway, they've got all the practice they want, and it's Concealed Hill, of course. It's freaking Concealed Hill. Yeah, the map name is completely out of place, but who cares? It's quite obvious that this is Concealed Hill, so it should have a little bit of advantage on Concealed Hill because, of course, there is a fountain, and with a fountain, Orc gets more benefit from it than Night Elf, at least for a while. In general, to be honest, because you don't need rejuvenation, you've got access to rejuvenation as a Night Elf, and then your opponent got access to free healing himself. It's a little bit diminishing to your rejuvenation on bears, and of course you've got Dryads, and Dryads are relatively thin units. For hell's sake, what's wrong with me today? Nothing more than usually. You just can't speak. You're just a moving, walking potato that is completely incapable of comprehensive speech. Anyway, Lawliet is playing Keeper of the Grove. That's fine against an orc. Yes, it completely blocks your ability to make Blade useless early on, because usually with Demon Hunter you just burn Blade Master in like 2 mana burns. He uses at least one Windwalk and then he becomes useless. And with Keeper of the Grove, you're absolutely incapable of doing it. Blade will harass, Blade will deal some damage, and that's exactly the reason why Lawliet placed this Wisp there. He moved to Wisps from their normal positions to relatively hidden position in the forest, because he doesn't want to lose them, because Blade with Windwalk will kill them in either 2 hits or 3 hits, depending on his damage spread on other certain factors. This peon will die. There is nothing that can save this peon. At least Grant was able to get a kill. Another peon will die. That's painful, but that's not really that bad, because losing Grant would be bad. Losing peons is perfectly acceptable, to be honest. It's 2 peons. Yes, lumber situation will be a little bit grim, but at the same time, you usually don't need all that much lumber. He'll need about, what, 400 in 30 seconds or so, and he got 225 right now, so he should be more or less fine. He may be unable to make one tier 2 building uh, right from the start, but at the same time, he should be completely able to make it 20 seconds later, so that's normal. Okay, he will not be able to find these archers, but at the same time, night is getting to the end. Archers are out. Archers are starting to kill Blade Master, and Keeper of the Grove will come and deal significant damage. He didn't buy Dust of Appearance. With Dusts, he may be able to kill the Blade Master, but anyway, he was able to make Blade Master get away. He was able to completely revert the danger from the Blade Master. Now he should just run away for 20 seconds, for 30 seconds. And Blade Master perfectly knows that he will not do anything meaningful. He's trying to get away. Keeper of the Grove, of course, can just heal up. The best way of action for Soin will be to just get away. There is no possible way he will steal this item. And there is also there is also a Goblin's laboratory used, and Blade Master will go down. He will not survive his ordeal, but it's not such a big deal. You've got your Shadow Hunter out, you would creep Shadow Hunter solo anyway. It's still painful though. It's not nice, it's a little bit painful. I would certainly buy Dust of Appearance on Keeper of the Grove, because the longer you can make Blade Master suffer, the longer you can make Blade Master useless, the better you are in general. And Soin is going for Serpent Wards. That's a little bit greedy, but at the same time it's quite obvious that his opponent will not even try to do anything against him. That will be mass Dryads, at least a few Dryads, and of course when Shadow Hunter doesn't lose his mana to Demon Hunter, Serpent Wards can be extremely powerful. They will be extremely powerful even if he gets burned, but there will be a limited number of them. And Serpent Wards, when they are level 2 and there is no burn, or burn is just level 1, are practically unlimited in number. Okay, Shadow Hunter now is not happy about him having this Serpent Ward, so this Grunt will die. Yes, this Grunt sadly dies. Shaman will die. Yes, Shaman will die. That's the priority target. You should try to surround Keeper of the Grove with your peons. You should try to place... Yeah, that was the only way out, and stuff was on cooldown, so he had to place Grant behind the Keeper, blocking the only entrance to his base, and then at least Keeper wouldn't be able to get away for a little while without using a TP, and using a TP is more or less worth a Shaman. At least a Shaman. Okay, Grant was entangled, Grant will die, or no, Grant will live, Grant will be fine. So it's one Grant, one Shaman, one Peon, I believe. No, it was Grant and then Shaman. Blade Master is trying to harass Keeper, but of course without Hex you can't just kill him. There is no way you will be able to kill him. And meanwhile, Demon Hunter is leveling up, Demon Hunter is creeping. So right now it looks a little bit grim for Soin, but at the same time it's Keeper of the Grove. You always should take into account that Keeper's usefulness is more or less limited, and it becomes more and more limited the longer the game goes, the better items, the better level Blade Master gets. Because at some point in time, at level 3, at level 4, with some items, he'll be able to just focus Keeper and make Keeper suffer. And if you lose your main hero, who is likely level 5 or so, to Blade Master level 3, level 4, in, what, a couple of seconds, it's not good. And Keeper will die. Keeper will certainly die. I'm looking at this large invulnerability potion on Demon Hunter, and it gives Keeper certain chance. Shadow Hunter will be level 3 about now, but Demon Hunter is also level 3, and that's a very, very bad news for an orc. Yes, Keeper of the Grove being level 3 is fine. Demon Hunter being level 3 is a disaster, because right now it doesn't really matter that he's the second hero, that he was not the first hero. He is level 3, he gets level 2 mana burn, and with level 2 mana burn you just deal incredible damage to enemies' mana, especially to Shadow Hunter's mana, and he is relatively low on it. He got Serpent Wards level 2, which is nice, but right now I would say it's a good moment to attack. There are so many Dryads, there is no Coda Beast yet, Coda Beast is coming. There are, what, 3 bears, bear form, not even ready yet, but it doesn't matter. And these are towers, oh, for hell's sake, that... No, that shouldn't work. 2 raiders should die, then the game should be more or less over, because tower rush will be repelled. I mean, you can kill a Grunt as well, that's completely possible. Wards level 2, of course, are a menace. Wards level 2 are absolutely awesome, but... One bear is getting devoured, second bear is getting devoured, that's something. But at the same time, one raider goes down, Blade Master is in trouble because he's still level 1. You shouldn't net dryads, you should net bears, far from your army, as far from your army as possible. Just do not let it come in. Blade Master is level 2, the dryad died. Yes, I saved the bear. At least one tower was able to complete, that's awesome. That's a lot of damage on bears, on dryads, on everything, and even on Demon Hunter, and of course Orc Towers got incredible range. And Blade Master will kill a few wisps here, just because Lawliet doesn't pay attention. If this tower rush works, that would be glorious, because yes, right now I'm rooting for Soin just because he was brave enough to go tower rush from a terrible position, and I believe Lawliet should absolutely have killed raiders. Not grunts, just do not give a crap about grunts, instantly focus all the raiders on the field, and then you sort of win. But at the same time, this may not work. This bear is getting saved, this bear will regenerate back to half HP. But 3 towers are up. Where is the 4th tower being made? Demon Hunter is being focused. He should be fine under the rejuvenation effect. No, he is going down. He almost went down, but he's still heavily damaged. Of course, bears are not that good when there are 4 towers shooting at them. Demon Hunter is back, but there is a shop. Orc is healing up. Orc is able to buy healing potions on Shadow Hunter, I believe. And I mean mana potions, which more or less are healing potions. Just the better version of healing potions for Shadow Hunter. Will he be able to win? He gets certain advantage, he gets things done. Night Elf is struggling. What he did wrong? I believe he was a little bit passive, he made quite a few dryads, he didn't attack. He was creeping his Demon Hunter to level 3 at the same time. That doesn't mean he was passive, he was smart, more or less. What he did wrong? He didn't attack towers in time. Yeah, that certainly is a thing. He switched to bears too early. Shadow Hunter was able to get to level 3 and get Serpent Wards level 2, because Serpent Wards level 2 are glorious when you need to defend the position. And you need to just defend the position. And right now, yes, there are 4 bears, but there should be also a Coda Beast without a bear inside, at least one. So there are 3 bears. Yes, this one, it's in trouble. It was a mistake to put him there, but no, that's fine. It'll live at least for a while. Raiders, of course, should be saved. Raiders are incredibly important exactly because they can entangle units under the effect of towers. Okay, one Code Beast should go down, one Code Beast will go down. One bear has been freed from his predicament. But at the same time, there are still 4 towers. There is one bear, Demon Hunter is being revived. There are 5th tower being made. That was a bad position for Demon Hunter to be in, and now he will be half HP, although full rejuvenation was used on him. 6th tower has been made, 5th tower is starting to shoot at Tree of Eternity, so the situation gets dire for the Night Elf. Will Soin be able to achieve victory? That would be stupid. That would be stupid, but absolutely amazing, because it's brave. It's brave to start tower rush and then you're behind when... And right now, Lawliet doesn't have enough mana on his Keeper of the Grove, to be honest. I mean, a few sets of trance would greatly diminish the effectiveness of these towers, but no, he simply doesn't have enough mana. At the same time, Shadow Hunter doesn't have any mana whatsoever, and he should be behind his army. And he should buy mana potion for himself. Another attack by Demon Hunter, not successful because he's fighting under towers. He chokes on mana potion, on healing potion, and then he chokes on life, and then he's gone. And Keeper of the Grove is in trouble, and of course it's Keeper of the Grove. And Keeper of the Grove will die. Not in seconds, maybe, but he will die way quicker than Demon Hunter. Key bears go down. A lot of units on Lawliet's side are dying to towers, and so they do not give any experience to Soin. That's why Blade Master is only 2.4, but at the same time, they are still dying. And the light lives. Because, yes, that's a victory for Soin. That was glorious, that was beautiful. Beautifully executed. I just can applaud Soin. It was good. It was amazing. Awesomely done. So, next game. I sort of like that this channel doesn't have anything in between games. At the same time, it doesn't give me any second to recuperate. Okay, game number 2. Lawliet against Soin. Of course, Lawliet is a favorite here, who may have guessed. Autumn Leaves. Well, I would say that on Autumn Leaves, Night Elf got a certain advantage, because it's way easier to creep as a Night Elf. Will he go for Demon Hunter first? Nah. The problem is that Keeper of the Grove first wasn't bad. He worked. He worked just perfectly. The problem is that Lawliet didn't properly answer the tower rush. And he decides to go Demon Hunter first, partially because on Autumn Leaves you can get a lot of use out of immolation, because there are green spots that are easily accessible and give quite good items. And of course, always these trolls are relatively welcome sign to creep the spots with them, because yes, level 4 trolls are not that sturdy, are not that do not have that much HP, that many HP. But at the same time, they give you proper level 4 experience. So you would always try to kill them. These are very good units to kill if you can do it. Yes, they are ranged, they deal relatively significant damage, they focus their enemies, but it doesn't matter. And Soin decides to creep his expansion. That's interesting decision. That's completely fine, because Blue Ogres are another very good unit to creep, because they are level 5, they usually drop items, and they are not that sturdy as their normal pale. God. Are Blue Ogres actually Scottish? I mean, they are blue from tattoos, right? So, are they Scottish? Yeah, they live in the Highlands, and normal grey ogres, tan ogres live in the Midlands. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Uh, that's fine. And they are being hired to... Yeah, they are troops for hire, of course. They are being hired to protect various goblin laboratories and other goblin buildings. Right now, Blade Master is in a little bit of trouble because for some reason these trolls do not want to switch targets to grounds, but he'll be fine. He gets a few items out of these blue ogres, but the biggest thing is that he gets ogres themselves. He gets scouted, but of course there is no continuation because he was too far. If he was closer, it would cost him 33 gold, which is more or less the cost of one charger in Dust of Experience. So it would be equal, but and he is trying to kill this archer. He should not succeed. Yes, it should not be successful, even though there was way easier way to save this archer. Please, could you try to fight against the archer? Yes, do not fight against the building. The Blade Master is starting to kill wisps, I believe. Yes. And right now, Night Elf is suffering from the fact that he tried to take on one archer. Yes, that's always happens. That should happen. Of course, Night Elf should try to take on as few archers as possible, but taking on one archer means that you'll be harassed. Exactly this way, because grunts are of course stronger than archers, and Demon Hunter can't just run after Blade Master, can't just run after Grunt. He can't be in two places at once, basically. So he has to be in a certain place, and then he will be completely useless if he just decides to follow each and every unit of Orc, and Orcish units are of course always are able to deal with a single archer themselves. So a single Grunt and a Blade Master are capable of running around the Night Elf's base, harassing archer, killing wisps, and Night Elf can't really do anything. But at the same time, Night Elf gets slight gold boost, a slight lumber boost. Taking on one archer was normal back then. Right now, Night Elf prefers to take on... He still takes on one, but he adds more later. He adds like 2 more archers, 3 more archers sometimes. Blade Master is 2.6, Demon Hunter is level 3, Keeper of the Grove is being made. Of course, Orc has a little bit quicker expansion. This Blade Master should not fight against... Oh, that's good, that's Hex. That should not lead to Demon Hunter's death if he starts to move properly and use TP right now. Right now, please don't wait for Shadow Hunter to trap you. Oh, for hell's sake, Lawliet, what are you doing? You absolutely should know that this is what's gonna happen, that Blade Master will just cut you down while Shadowhunter constantly hexes you, that Shadowhunter got that you will have a few seconds between hexes, and Shadowhunter will not just let you get away. You don't have boots, for hell's sake. If you had boots, I would understand the gamble. But without boots, it was not even a gamble, that was a certain death. And in the end, of course, Lawliet loses his Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is being revived in the tavern. This raider will die, but at the same time, it's almost 7 AM. Demon Hunter is finally using TP. Yeah, let's just lose a hero just to use TP later. This Grunt should live. If Ancient of War will not finish him, no, Grunt will live. Because you need 20 damage dealt to a unit to stop it from to stop healing selves, and there was no 20 damage dealt in one tick from Roots level 1. Yeah, they deal 15. Yeah, they likely deal 15. This Grunt should die. But at the same time, there was a Book of Death and an Orc, and it's certainly a Dead Keeper of the Grove. Yes, he should die. He would die even if Orc had just one Raider, because it's just so easy to surround with skeletons. At the same time, a Grunt died, another Grunt died earlier, so 2 Grunts for one level 1 hero is more or less acceptable trait, but at the same time, when you're playing as an Orc against Night Elf, hero levels are very important for Night Elf. Not only because he gets better abilities, but also because his heroes against Starter. So level 3 Keeper of the Grove is way harder to kill with just a few units in a span of 5 seconds than level 1 Keeper of the Grove. And hero levels are very, very important, and as an Orc, you would want to have these hero levels on Night Elf as low as possible. So not letting this Keeper of the Grove creep was a certain advantage for Soin. And yes, Demon Hunter is creeping, Demon Hunter is relatively high level, but at the same time, you can more or less control Demon Hunter with Raiders. You can web him, you can stop him from attacking your units at least for a while, and it sort of diminishes his usefulness. Right now, Soin should just run away. No, please do not. Oh, Lawliet is indecisive, and his Demon Hunter is low, and he doesn't have access to rejuvenation yet. Where are your bears? Did you go for Mass Dryads with no aggression whatsoever? With no prior aggression, you can't do it. You've lost your Demon Hunter, you can't go Mass Dryads. You need small advantage when you go Mass Dryads. Yes, they are amazing against Orc if you play aggressively, if you play properly, and now he will lose Demon Hunter again. I mean, he will lose the TP, and this Code Beast should die if Dryads will focus it properly. That's the last spear. Yeah, this Dryad should still die, but Code Beast is a big loss. But it's a TP and another death of Keeper of the Grove. You need certain advantage. Yes, Dryads, early 2-4 Dryads provide you with a significant advantage. Yes, these are such a good units, and Orc will have like 2 Raiders, maybe a Spirit Walker, and these units really can't fight against your army with 4 Dryads. But at the same time, when you go for pure Dryads, you also don't want to take on 1 Archer only. You don't want to suffer in early game, because Archers complement Dryads very well. When you go for Mass Dryads, such blatant, such powerful Mass Dryads, such early, obvious Mass Dryads, you want as much focus on solo target as possible. Because yes, you are better in the field with 4, with 6 Dryads against an Orc. And mostly because you can just snipe everything you want. You can snipe Raiders, you can snipe Grunts, you can repel Blade Master by just hitting him with every spear, and slow poison does wonders against small armies. And he had no advantage. He lost Demon Hunter. He had just 1 Archer instead of maybe 3, maybe 4. And he suffered a little bit in the early game. At the same time, right now, Demon Hunter is finally high level. Demon Hunter got very good items, 2 circlets, 2 rings, Spider Silk Boots are also quite awesome on him, and Large Healing Potion is amazing on him. Finally, Keeper of the Grove is level 2, he gets Aura, and Soin decides to go for an expansion. That's fine. He knows he's playing against Mass Dryads, he decides to go for an expansion, but I would like him to start building a tower on his expansion at the same time. Like, immediately start building the tower. I would like to see this tower, because without a tower he may lose this It's a Borrow. No, it's a Borrow on his main base. Borrow would be fine. Borrow would be more or less fine. I would certainly prefer to see a tower, but he decides to go for a Borrow. And on his main expansion, and I don't like it. And now there is a single glorious brave archer that will mark this expansion with her marksmanship. Mwahahaha. Yeah, sure. Pun intended, of course. And Soin is taking the second biggest spot on the map. He already got Pipe of Brilliance, which is absolutely awesome. That's the best item he could get from these spots. Um, and it's generally the best item along with Unholy Aura. The second item is not so amazing. It's a mask, and masks and eh, masks are generally not worthless, just fine. Let's call them fine. And he should try to capitalize on the fact that Dryads do not kill buildings really quickly. Yes, that's exactly what he does. At the same time, I believe... no, he's researching Pillage. That's a good decision. Yeah, at the same time, I believe he doesn't have any fortified defenses, so his burrows will also go down quite quickly, but... they still should die relatively slower than Night Elf's buildings, and Lawliet understands it perfectly. And Soin is able to get out without using his TP, so it's another 300 gold advantage for him, and he was able to destroy a Moonwell and a shop, while Lawliet was only able to destroy one burrow, so it's also quite amazing. And he is making 2 Codobis because, of course, it's the time to go bears. But there are no bears. There are no bears still, and 2 Codobists against Dryads are meh. I mean, it's quite inevitable that Lawliet will go bears. Mazdry's got a limited time of being useful, a limited usefulness on this map, on any map to be honest, but it's a bit early, and Mazdryats will just kill 2 out of these 3 Codobists relatively for free. Yes, Codobists deal certain damage to Dryads, but Dryads deal significantly more to Codobists. Because Dryads focus better, Dryads are just better fighting unit in general, and without a single bear in the field, Kodos will not pay for themselves. Yes, you need 1 for drums, you may get 2, just to make certain that this one Kodo is not sniped. Okay, killing the shop is fine. Yeah, you get something from Pillage. Losing a Raider for this shop is not really fine, but that's acceptable. You've got enough mana on your Shadowhunter to heal up these Raiders, and at the same time, your expansion is being built up. You'll get your expansion relatively soon, like in a minute or so, I would say. And so it would be a good idea to start. Oh, Berserker Strength! What? What? For a single grant? You make an upgrade that costs 3/4 of a grant for a grant? I guess it should be the most grateful grant in the world. I mean, you don't really need grants here. Grants against what? He doesn't want to play Torrents, and he believes that he will need some wall against bears quite soon, but there are no bears still. Right now, the first bear should be out. Please make a bear. Please make a bear. No? Okay. He should send peons to his expansion, not make any more peons. He should just send peons from lumber harvest into this expansion. I bet he already did it, and there is a boar on this expansion. I would again not mind seeing the tower there, just to secure the fact that if you trade with raiders improperly, if you trade suboptimally, if you are relatively red or orange, if you need time to heal up, you can use this tower if Night Elf decides to attack your expansion, and Night Elf will. Blade Master level 5 against Demon Hunter level 5. Demon Hunter is wasting mana on his immolation. He is drinking from Moonwells, but it's daytime. It's daytime, and Shadowhunter got Serpent Wards level 2. Of course, he retrained into Serpent Wards because he doesn't want Hex any longer. And Demon Hunter will eventually be out of moon juice. Eat the bear, please. Yes. Now save this Coda Beast, please, because Lawliet is not dumb. Lawliet will focus this Coda Beast. He should at least. No, you can eat the Dryad. Orc right now should have certain food advantage. Yes, the food limits are equal, but a lot of food is in production for a Night Elf. Orc loses 2 Raiders. You should use Monads on Demon Hunter. That's a late TP. This Coda Beast should not be saved. Save the... Oh, he was able to save absolutely everything, including Raider and the Coda Beast. And of course, there is a bear and a dryad, so in reality, Lawliet got what? Lawliet got 60 food against 63 of Soin, because of course the units that are inside Coda Beasts are still on your payroll. They still eat. Soin is relatively low. I would certainly buy a mana potion right now. Maybe even eat mana potion, use mana potion. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. And now you want clarity on your Blade Master? Yes, clarity on his Blade Master would be quite awesome. Yeah, the second mana potion is up, and right now Lawliet got no chances in this attack. Soin at the same time needs to do something. Needs to somehow utilize these raiders. But Lawliet has been aggressive, so Soin will find a way. Yeah, these webs are awesome. Of course, wards are being destroyed, but wards give relatively low experience. Amount of experience. This Spirit Walker will be dispelled. That's awful, but what can you do? Wisps are terrifying when Night Elf decides to dispel a lot of wisps and doesn't have a completely useless army. So his army more or less not complicate, not compensate, complement, for hell's sake, complement these Kodas, and bears die relatively quickly to Spirit Walkers as well. And right now there are only Dryads, all the bears went down. That's a very, very late healing potion. He wanted to save this healing potion for later, but in the end this healing potion was used when he lost quite a good chunk of his army already. Yes, Orc is damaged, Orc should heal up, but he got shop right here. There should be at least a clarity in the shop, likely a mana potion in the shop, but he doesn't have enough gold for the mana potion. Is there a mana potion in the shop? Almost. Okay, we can see that there is almost a mana potion ready in the shop, but he wants to close this game. There is no real need for him to do it, because the moment Blade Master will be level 6, Demon Hunter will be level 6, but you can sort of control Metamorphosis. You can't really control Bladestorm against Dryads and Bears and Keeper of the Grove, and when there are Raiders present with their nets, it's very, very hard to do anything against Bladestorm, because it'll just Bladestorm a few of your units anyway. Bladestorm, as much as it's weaker ultimate than Metamorphosis in general, Bladestorm can be devastating against Night Elf. And he decides to just focus Demon Hunter, because he sees that Demon Hunter got absolutely nothing, and there is mana potion on Shadow Hunter, which should be used about now, and more wards should be placed. Yeah, he hits mana potion. Dryads are going down. Keeper of the Grove will go down. There is no way he will survive. Yep. The deer is down. Alistair is down, everyone. And that's all. Okay, that was quite convincing by Soin. That was very convincing by Soin. He played quite nicely. I wouldn't say that Lawliet played really well. I believe he can play better, but none of them made a lot of significant mistakes. I mean, playing the Dryads without any bears was sort of meh. in his situation on Autumn Leaves, but it's relatively fine. So, what next? I don't really know. Lawliet against TH, Night Elf against Human. Oh, that can be interesting. I mean, there is also Moon against Blade, and I believe Moon should be more or less equally matched against Blade than Lawliet against TH, because TH is not really a pro player right now. TH is just playing for his soul, for his enjoyment, entertainment, and I have to rename my stream. Who the hell is watching me? I mean, thank you. Big up. Moon against Blade. Big up. I should also mention that it's season 20, but okay. And I should rename my stream on YouTube as well. But I can do just that. Oh god, I'm so dumb. Moon against Blade. Ta-da! Okay, let's watch the actual game. So it's Echo Isles. Echo Isles is always a nice map to watch. Yes, Echo Isles is a bit unpredictable, so usually players ban it. Players love to play on Echo Isles, but they are afraid that they will lose on Echo Isles because it is played a little bit differently than a lot of other maps in the pool in the roster. And in general, they end up banning it quite often, but Echo Isles is an amazing map. In its current state, in any state, it's an amazing map. It's like Twisted Meadows, it's not very perfectly balanced, very perfectly, such a terrible combo of words, but it's still awesome. It can be awesome, at least. So, we've got Demon Hunter against Archmage. Of course, it's very hard to play Mountain King on Echo Isles. Mountain King must footies, as humans usually play on large maps, because on Echo Isles you've got access to mercs. You've got a lot of access to mercs. You can get relatively high levels in Night Elf very quickly, and with mercs, you can just push through Mountain King. You can even go Hunts if you want. Yes, Hunts now are a relatively crappy unit, but because usually on larger maps, human can just defend against Hunts by repairing his building and repairing his expansion. But on Echo, there is just no way you should play Mountain King with footies. Of course, since you can creep a lot quicker with Archmage, your enemy can creep very quickly and hire a lot of mercs on both sides. And Mountain King mass footies do not like early attacks with many units on their expansion. So, what's gonna happen? I believe Archmage will still be used to establish an expansion. No, he'll go and get his level 3? Yes, he's going for level 3. If this militia will not be used to establish an expansion, Archmage will go to his top green spot and then get his level 3 out of it and then try to harass with elementals, because of course you should never use wisps to dispel level 2 elementals. Level 2 elementals are just too sturdy. But no, he goes for an expansion. That's also completely understandable. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter gets one good item. He gets both the green spots that give you permanent tier 2 items. He gets second relatively good item because rings of protection are always welcome. So gloves and ring of protection are not the best combo. I would like claws with ring of protection. I would maybe even like 2 sets of claws. He gets Troll Berserker from his enemy camp, and now that should be, oh, for hell's sake, Blade, what are you doing? That's 2 peasants for free. At the same time, they are not so free because Demon Hunter has to use TP. Demon Hunter is very low on HP. Demon Hunter did not pose any danger to expansion. So yes, you've traded 3 peasants and a footy, but generally speaking, you've traded these 3 peasants and a footy for your expansion. Would you lose more if you would try to save these peasants and let Demon Hunter to get to your expa? I don't really know. I'm not very certain that you would save more. And now this Ancient of War is not really in any danger, it should live, and this priest is in danger though, but Demon Hunter right now doesn't have boots, so this priest should be fine. And again, what? Is Blade killing his... Oh no, it's Lawliet's Moon's priest, for hell's sake. Yeah, it's Lawliet's priest. He just decided to join this game due to the solidarity of elves along the world. Стример, у вас категория отсутствует. Да ладно, блин. Лефак. А я пытался. А я писал. Окей. Warcraft 3. It is. Добрый вечер, господин Зефир. Добрый вечер. Я уже скоро отвалюсь, когда досмотрю этот матч. Вот, а потом аптека вернется с другими подарочками, наверное. Охайо, охайо, господин Зефир. Охайо, охаю. Охаей, охае. Наверное, она корректно все же склоняется как охая. Охая, оха... О боже, как все сложно с этими клятыми окончаниями. Зачем русский язык придумал столько окончаний? Они не нужны. Anyway. Blade Against Moon. Теперь я понимаю, кто меня смотрел все это время. Муахаха, благодарю за то, что хотя бы вы меня смотрите уже хорошо. Ну да, без категории, на что я вообще надеялся. Demon Hunter is level 3 finally. That's quite amazing. Archmage is level 3, but it doesn't really matter, because level 3 Demon Hunter is generally more powerful than level 3 Archmage. And this priest should die, but that would be a waste, because you want to use all the mana on the Troll Priest for at least 2 purges on... I mean, these are not really purges, these are dispels. At least 2 dispels on elementals, and then you can lose him. It's way better to use an empty priest, the priest that outlived his usefulness. And right now Blade is in trouble. Yes, he got an expansion, he doesn't have anything on this expansion, except for a Scout Tower, which of course does nothing. He should actually, he really should upgrade it to an Arcane Tower. Yes, this priest can now go to heaven, to Trolls Heaven. I don't know if Trolls Heaven resemble Valhalla or just... Oh, for hell's sake, Moon! Thank you that you're Moon. That your name is Moon and that you're an amazing player. Because he just decides to go keep Tinker second. And Tinker second is likely the best hero to harass unprotected expansions. Yes, he can do anything against even one Arcane Tower, but the expansion was fully unprotected, so human had to get back. And in the end, Night Elf is able to creep this marketplace completely for free, and this mana potion, it may be sold, but it will not be wasted on Tinker. It will be useful on Tinker, not so much on Demon Hunter, of course. There are quite a lot of footies, but with Archmage footies do not work the same way they do with Mountain King, because there is no control. With Mountain King, there would be like 3 dead archers already, at least. Maybe half dead half dead Demon Hunter, because yes, you can just Stormbolt a unit, and you can just focus this unit with footies while the unit doesn't go anywhere. Hello there is a Tinker, yes. And Blade is in trouble, and First Dryads are out, and with First Dryads, with red HP Archmage with just 1 Arcane Tower on his expa, this expa is more or less doomed. You should give mana potion to Tinker and just use. Oh, he got a cooldown on his factory. Yes, factory is still on cooldown, but it's actually quite good that he doesn't have a single point of mana right now because he should not be afraid to get under the effect of this Arcane Tower. And he can replenish all his mana with just large mana potion, which Demon Hunter should give to him about now. Yes, Militia is being pulled, Tinker is level 2, he should instantly get, yes, Workmanship, Craftsmanship, whatever it's called, give Mana Potion. Yeah, he gave Mana Potion, but, oh no, he drank Mana Potion himself to replenish his mana for Immolation. That's very acceptable. Human is trying to save his expo with Mercs, but it's late and Ogres are not that amazing against a lot of Focus Fire. Because, yes, you want to... It's just one unit, and against Dryads, just one unit doesn't do, because it's 75% of a unit, generally speaking, because slow poison exists. And so you attack 25% slower, you move 25% slower. So your ogre turns into 75% of an ogre. And ogre is not such an amazing fighter to begin with. So, the map number 1 goes to Moon. Very convincingly. That was just nicely executed by Moon. The map number 2. Shattered Exile. I know nothing about Shattered Exile. I am not used to play on Shattered Exile. I always banned maps like Shattered Exile back then, so I've never played on them myself, and now I've got no clue what it is. Anyway, Shattered Exile, one red large spot in the middle, likely a Moonwell or a tavern in the middle. Yeah, it's quite likely a tavern. 2 Goblin Laboratories on the edges of the map. And Keeper of the Grove for Night Elf, for some reason. I don't know, you can't really play Keeper of the Grove against Mountain King, so I would say that Night Elf right now is quite convinced that Human will play Archmage, and Human is playing Archmage. No Scouting Tower yet on the main, and it's again a quick expansion. Quick expansions against Keeper of the Grove are quite a gamble. Destroy, yes, he got an elemental. With the Wisp, with the Scouting Wisp, it's quite an achievement, because it's a lot of experience. It's a lot of additional experience for a Wisp that would die anyway. Yes, Wisp is worth killing an elemental when you do it with just one Wisp. It's always worth it. It's not worth killing 2 skeletons, but it's worth killing an elemental. He got Ring of Regeneration, which is never a bad item, but on Keeper of the Grove it's questionable. Archmage got Pennant of Energy, which is also quite good, and Claws are of course amazing, and they creep the same spots, and... Oh, he likely picked Keeper of the Grove because he knew that opponent will be playing so passively, that he will be playing so passively, so there was no danger of anything happening. And of course, if you can establish your own expansion with Mountain King is not that dangerous. If you can establish your own expansion very quickly, I mean. And he will hire an assassin. Will it be an assassin? Yes, it's an assassin, of course it's an assassin. Assassins are so freaking good. You can just spread poison on all of these footies, and all of these footies will suffer. Because assassin's poison is so amazing. I mean, it's generally almost a wyvern poison. It deals damage, significant damage over a long course of time, and of course this peasant should die. Finally, Arcane Tower is ready, so there will be likely 3 peasants dying, 4 peasants dying. That's quite good, I would say. That's very, very good, to be honest, because yes, Human got his expansion up, Human got his Arcane Tower up, but at the same time it's also an uninterrupted expansion from a Night Elf. And of course, without being able to power build anything, Night Elf gets his expansion in a proper long due time in 120 seconds. Keeper of the Grove will not sell Ring of Regeneration, of course. He got enough mana to try to entangle Archmage to deal some damage to an Archmage. And I believe humans should think about taking up. That was a relatively late tech, and that's what the caster was showing us, that the tech is relatively late. It is actually late. It's not just relatively late. It's very late. Not deadly late, but still it's late. Okay, that's an attack by Blade, which should not bring him anything other than maybe one Death Archer. Yes, mana in the Moonwells is quite low, but it's still 1 hour till sunrise, and during this time mana will regenerate, and at least one footy should be entangled and killed. Please kill a footy through the entangle. Or kill Archmage through the entangle if you were able to surround him, which you was not, but it's fine. Moon instantly hires the Shredder, which I do not understand really, because he got 600 lumber, and he would be better on making something else in place of a Shredder, at least for now. I don't think he'll have a lot of troubles with lumber, at least for now, so Shredder could be delayed. Could be delayed for maybe another 2 minutes. But it's fine, he hired the Shredder, it was his decision. What is Blade doing? Blade is also going tier 2, but it's such a late tier 2. Moon already got tier 2. Moon will just hire the second hero and pressure Blade while Blade has nothing. And that's the cost of your power build. On one hand. At the same time, it's the cost of making 9 footmen. And he had 10 footmen and maybe even 11 footmen. And yeah, that comes with a price. With a significant price, to be honest. Yeah, Moon is thinking about hiring certain hero but from the tavern, but in the end he decides to hire a Demon Hunter from his own altar, and this shop should be destroyed, and that's a problem for Blade. That's quite a large problem for Blade, because his hero is at 30% HP. And yes, he's trying to save this shop. All the archers should switch. And of course, Moon should TP back and save his own base, which he can't because he got no TP. Please use the Staff of Teleportation. There was a sapper. There was a freaking sapper by Moon. That was glorious. Let's look at this again. Sapper is coming. The doom is coming. Yeah, he was stopped by his own trance for a little while, but when he came, kaboom! Tower is no more. Of course, while tower is gone, trance are not dying to it, because usually you would be able to destroy all this trance with just Arcane Tower, but now once the tower is gone, and what if the tower is gone? What if the room is gone? And he should lose his expansion still. He would lose it way quicker if Blade was quicker on killing it and not Wisps. Yeah, his expansion is gone, but at the same time, everything on Blade's expansion is gone. Yes, the expansion itself is still standing, but hell, that's a lot of units that went down. Zeppelin will be able to save all these archers from destruction, and it was a TP out, and Moon should start another expansion instantly, or he can avoid making the expansion. He can just go Dryads and into Bears and into tier 3, and he almost got tier 3, so it's Dryads into Bears and playing from just one base, and he would be in time to deal with this human. To deal with what human has, he got a lot more fighting limit. Yes, he lost a few units, but it's mostly Wisps that he lost. And he is harassing this expansion again, and it's more experience for Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove is almost level 5. And at level... Oh no, he's remaking the expansion. That I believe that to be a mistake, but okay. He doesn't want to be on timer, he wants to just close the game properly. in due time. At some point. Okay, Arcane Tower is up, but Arcane Tower doesn't deal too much damage to archers and assassins and whatever else. And human should start making a workshop, really. Otherwise, with Zeppelin will be there for forever. Oh, not! Please save the... All army went down. I mean, there was enough space for one unit, but generally that was risky and it didn't pay off. But how many archers was it? 4 archers, 5 archers, 1 assassin, 1 zeppelin. It was 1 key gold lost. At least 1 key gold lost. Did these units give experience to human? Yes, it's an instant 1.7 to Mountain King. That was a massive mistake by Moon. He overstayed with Zeppelin, he was too greedy. I understand this mistake, of course. But that was terrible. There is... now human got a certain advantage. Yes, of course, Tree of Life will be complete again on the moon side. He will be able to produce way more powerful limit, way more useful limit. Losing this archer and this assassin was not really a big deal, but I would prefer him to kill them himself. With some use out of... while getting some use out of them. Maybe creeping a large spot or something, because right now he just fed his enemy with half a level. Demon Hunter is level 3. Mountain King is level 2.3, and I believe Moon should now have relatively low morals. Why not? Why though? He's still winning. Not as convincingly as previously, but he's still winning. And of course, human absolutely can block his main base against Keeper of the Grove. That's another advantage of Keeper of the Grove. You can always open up the base. Main expansion, whatever, walls of buildings do not exist against you, because you just start turning the woods into trance, and he went for trance level 3. Oh. Trance level 3 will not die for a while, even against an Arcane Tower. And he was able to kill this rifleman, which also matters, and matters quite a lot. And another stack of trance, and of course human suffers from this. He should just leave at least 1 priest on his base. Leaving 1 priest on his base will kill all these trance on any base, but now he's tipping back to his main. Yeah, to his expansion. You're truly unique, my dear Blade. This Mountain King will not be able to kill this Keeper of the Grove, and even if Keeper of the Grove is stunned by bolt and surrounded, he will be able to get away because he got TP stuff. Not on cooldown. He should buy a small invul potion. Buy a small invul potion, please. Oh, it's not there. It's 1 second away from being ready. Yeah, this priest. Yes. You just do not need to show it to the enemy. Anyway, even now it should save you a lot of HP on your peasants. Even though your priest died. But if the priest was in a better position, if the priest was able to pull 2 dispels out, all the strengths would go down, and nothing would go down on Night Elf side, on human side, and priest would survive. And right now expansion is suffering, gold mining is suffering. Poor Blade. I'm not really rooting for him, to be honest, because Blade is an obnoxious person, but still he's playing suboptimally. In comparison to Moon, who is also playing suboptimally, there are 3 bears. Human is focusing on Demon Hunter, but Demon Hunter will be saved and rejuvenated eventually. Keeper of the Grove got an orb. He should spread poison on way more units than poison is spread upon right now, and there is absolutely no reason to try to somehow bash level 4 Demon Hunter, and humans making towers, which should not really work. Why are you going for towers? You didn't get a lot out of this expansion. Mountain King is in danger, but he will live. All his peons will die. Demon Hunter is level 5, for hell's sake, that's level 5 Demon Hunter, hello there! Mountain King goes down, and these towers were completely useless. Yeah, that's what happens with casters, on casters. Casters on human side look amazing. They look amazing all the time until they're out of mana. Until they are out of mana, until human heroes are out of mana, then they crumble. Then they just crumble in seconds. But until this moment, it looks like an even fight. It looks like a solid fight by human, but it's really not. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll come back later. Yeah, I'll come back later. I don't know what will be today. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe Songs of Conquest, maybe Xenomorph, maybe Stone Shard. Likely songs. I want to know how it ends. I absolutely want to know how it ends. I will not watch Moon against Hawk, at least not right now. I may watch it later, but I believe... Oh god, for hell's sake. I'm not burping. Oh, и кот, перейди на Федота. I don't know how Moon against Hawk ends, and it could be an entertaining matchup, but I'm just too tired. My resource in speaking English is 1 hour at best. Anyway, stop streaming.